everyone! It's time to wake up and get serious about the threats we face in today's world. If you're still clinging to the idea that a mainland attack on US soil is just a fantasy, it's time for a reality check. This isn't your typical action movie where everything wraps up neatly. This is about your survival. Losing a chance to prepare can turn you into a liability that endangers not just yourself, but those around you too. But forget the excuses. The moment to act is now, not tomorrow or next week. But let's be clear, simply stocking up on guns and canned goods won't cut it. In this video, we're going to explore the crucial items you need to stockpile to truly prepare for a mainland attack minus 15 essential preps that could mean the difference between survival and despair. Get ready to take notes, because what we're covering is vital. Point 15, sanitation and hygiene. In any crisis scenario, one vital aspect often overlooked is sanitation and hygiene. Imagine being in a high-stress situation where maintaining cleanliness becomes a challenge. It's in these moments that the risk of disease transmission sharpens significantly. You truly need to be prepared. Let's dive into how to effectively stockpile supplies to ensure your hygiene needs are upheld during challenging times. First, consider the essential components for makeshift toilets. 5-gallon buckets paired with heavy-duty contractor trash bags are a must-have. This dynamic duo allows you to create a functional, sanitary solution when traditional facilities are unavailable. To tackle the unpleasantness associated with waste, invest in poo powder, commercial product designed to solidify waste and neutralize odors. Trust me, you don't want your safe room to become a less than pleasant environment. Next, let's talk about water. It's crucial for more than just hydration. You'll want to gather an ample supply since it plays a key role in sanitation as well. Stockpile items like bar soap, hand sanitizer, bleach, and baby wipes to keep you and your loved ones clean. Did you know that bleach can also serve an additional purpose? By adding a mere 8 drops of plain, unscented bleach per gallon of water, you can purify it, making it safe for consumption. This multi-purpose power is essential during emergency when access to clean drinking water is uncertain. But remember, hygiene isn't solely about basic cleanliness. It also encompasses the products necessary for personal care. Feminine hygiene products are crucial not just for comfort, but for maintaining health and dignity during difficult times. Stock up on items like pads, tampons, and menstrual cups to cater to the needs of every member of your household. As you prepare, think beyond your own requirements. Every person in your household has unique needs, and ensuring that you have covered the essentials for each individual is key to fostering a secure and healthy environment. From infants to adults, consider the specific hygiene products that will be necessary and be sure to include a variety in your stockpile. 14. Prescription medications. All right, folks, let's dive into a crucial subject that often gets swept under the rug: prescription medications. This is a subject you simply cannot afford to ignore, especially in the event of a mainland attack or any scenario that disrupts access to pharmacies. Picture this: you rely on daily medications such as insulin, heart medications, or even antidepressants. Now, imagine the pharmacy shelves running dry. What happens next? You could be left hanging and potentially facing dire consequences. So what can you do now to avoid such a situation? First, it's time to have a serious conversation with your healthcare provider. Don't just settle for a month's supply. Aim to secure a 3 to 6 month stockpile of your essential medications. This proactive approach could mean the difference between life and death when pharmacies are inaccessible. But don't stop there. While having your prescriptions on hand is vital, consider exploring alternatives as well. Holistic and herbal remedies can serve as temporary substitutes should you find it impossible to refill your prescriptions. Conduct thorough research and speak with professionals who have expertise in natural remedies to determine what might work best for your specific needs. And let's not forget about over-the-counter essentials. Building up a solid stockpile of pain relievers like aspirin, ibuprofen, and Tylenol is just as important. These are everyday medications that can provide necessary relief for headaches, fever, or minor pains, but weight a well-rounded stockpile also includes antihistamines. Think about it, medications like Benadryl and Sudafed can become invaluable when allergies strike or colds start making the rounds. In challenging times, these seemingly mundane tablets can be worth their weight in gold. 13. Pest control. When preparing for a potential mainland attack, it's crucial to consider all aspects of survival, and that includes pest control. You might not think of pests as an imminent threat during a crisis, but they can become a significant problem if food storage isn't managed properly. Picture this: you've spent countless hours food prepping and stockpiling essential supplies, only to find that rats, mice, and other insects have invaded your cache. In times of scarcity, these pests will be on the lookout for any food source they can find, making your stored items vulnerable. Disease transmission is a very real concern when it comes to pests. Rodents and insects can carry harmful bacteria and viruses that could seriously jeopardize your health and that of your family. In a situation where access to medical care is limited, the last thing you want is to suffer from a pest-related illness. So, what can you do to fortify your food storage against these intruders? First and foremost, investing in effective pest control products is vital. Stockpile rat traps, mouse poison, and powerful bug sprays like Hot Shot Ant and Roach Killer to have on hand when needed. However, it's equally important to implement preventative measures. For starters, think about how you store your food. Rodents are notorious for their ability to chew through packaging, so you need to ensure your food supplies are secure. Metal containers are an excellent option as they deter pests from getting inside. If you're using buckets for storage, consider equipping them with airtight Gamma Seal lids. This gives an extra layer of protection against both pests and moisture, ensuring your food remains safe and viable. Additionally, maintain cleanliness in your storage area. Regularly check your supplies for any signs of critters or spoilage. The less attractive your food supply is to pests, the better. If you make it a priority to establish and maintain a pest-free environment, you will not only ensure the longevity of your food stockpile, but also protect your family from potential health risks. 12. Water filtration and purification systems. Let's talk about water, a critical resource that can quickly become your lifeline in an emergency situation. You might think the water flowing from your tap is always going to be clean and safe, but that's a dangerous assumption to make. In the event of a crisis where infrastructure breaks down, you could find yourself facing a serious shortage of clean drinking water. It's essential to be proactive, and that starts with investing in a quality water filtration system. One excellent option is the gravity-fed Berkey water filter. This powerhouse is designed not just to filter but to purify. It effectively removes harmful bacteria, viruses, and even heavy metals, ensuring that the water you consume is as safe as possible. Relying solely on municipal water is a gamble, especially when things go south. There's no room for error when it comes to your health, and if you're caught without a filtration system, you could find yourself at serious risk for waterborne illnesses, including cholera. But don't stop there. Diversify your water purification strategies. How about carrying water purification tablets like Potable Aqua? These small, compact tablets are a lifesaver and extremely cost-effective. They can transform questionable water into something drinkable in a pinch, making them an essential part of your emergency kit. Remember, filters can clog or run out, so having backup methods is crucial. Another smart idea is to store household bleach. Yes, the kind you use for cleaning. It can serve as a simple yet effective water purification method. Just remember the magic number 8 drops per gallon will keep you safe when clean drinking water is scarce. Water shouldn't be something you take for granted. Securing an ample supply is non-negotiable. 11. Defense and self-protection. Are you really safe within the walls of your home? When the unthinkable happens and society as we know it starts to crumble, you'll want to ensure that you're not left vulnerable and defenseless. In today's world, law enforcement may not be just a phone call away, so it's crucial to take matters into your own hands when it comes to protecting yourself and your loved ones. First and foremost, you must consider investing in weapons. Firearms are an essential part of your defense strategy. The Glock 19, known for its unmatched reliability, is an excellent sidearm choice. If you're seeking greater stopping power, the R-15 is a solid option that is both versatile and effective. Remember, having the right tools means having peace of mind in an uncertain future. However, let's face it, ammunition is probably going to be the most coveted resource in a crisis, perhaps even more valuable than gold. Experts recommend stockpiling a significant amount of ammo, think long-term, as this will ensure you're never caught off guard. A good rule of thumb is to have enough rounds that you can sustain both training and real defensive situations without running out. Moreover, you should also equip yourself with non-lethal options. Tools like pepper spray or a taser can provide you with viable alternatives in scenarios where lethal force isn't necessary. Every threat doesn't require a gun, but being ready for any situation is paramount. A layered defense strategy means having multiple ways to ensure your safety. In addition to weapons, fortifying your home is crucial. Invest in door reinforcement kits that can turn your doors into fortresses, making it difficult for intruders to gain access. Don't forget to enhance your home security with cameras and motion detectors. While these may not stop an entry attempt, they serve as an early warning system, ensuring that you have the heads-up needed to prepare yourself instead of being caught off guard. And your home is your sanctuary, and with the right preparations, you can create a fortress that stands strong against chaos. So gear up, stock up on supplies, and take defensive measures that truly cover all angles. 10. Durable clothing and footwear. Let's face it, thinking your average jeans and sneakers are going to cut it when disaster strikes. That's a rookie mistake. Picture this, you're in a post-apocalyptic landscape, scavenging for supplies or navigating through piles of rubble. The last thing you want is flimsy attire letting you down. This is where durable clothing and footwear come into play, and not just any kind will do. Investing in top-notch tactical boots such as the 511 ATC series can make all the difference. And these boots aren't just about style, they are engineered for comfort and long-lasting protection. You'll appreciate their resilience when the terrain gets tough or when you find yourself walking for miles. You need footwear that doesn't quit on you. When it comes to clothing, don't overlook the power of materials like merino wool. Opt for merino wool socks and base layers, which offer countless benefits. This magical fabric wicks moisture away from your skin, keeping you dry and comfortable even when you're sweating it out. And here's the kicker, it maintains its insulating properties even when wet. Forget the days of worrying about odor, merino wool fights that too, so you can stay fresh even after days of heavy wear. In a survival scenario, you won't have the luxury of doing laundry, which makes choosing resilient materials crucial. Gear up with a high-quality Gore-Tex's jacket that protects you from rain and wind, keeping you dry as you navigate the elements. Pair your jacket with gloves that provide both warmth and utility. You need your fingers nimble and functional whether you're building a shelter, starting a fire, or handling cold weather gear. Let's not kid ourselves, frostbite and blisters are real threats that can take you out of the fight. Remember, preparedness isn't just about stocking up on supplies, it's about ensuring you can physically withstand the challenges of survival. Selecting the right clothing and footwear is a fundamental part of your prep. You wouldn't run a race in flip-flops, so don't head into uncertainty without the right gear. 9. Backup power and batteries. Let's talk backup power. This is crucial when it comes to prepping for a mainland attack or any crisis where the grid might go down for an extended period. Do you really think your smartphone and other gadgets will function when the electricity is out for weeks? Spoiler alert, they won't. If you don't have a solid backup power plan in place, you're setting yourself up for disaster. So what should you do? Invest in a quality portable power station, such as the Goal Zero Yeti. This little powerhouse is solar powered and can charge all your essential devices, run small appliances, and keep your critical electronics operational when everything else fails. I don't even think about relying on those flimsy power banks that can't even keep your phone alive for a full day. Those won't cut it when you really need power. Now, let's dive into batteries. You need to go beyond mere stockpiling. I'm talking about a mountain of batteries, seriously. Brands like Duracell or Energizer offer a reliable choice, but the key is to have an assortment of sizes. Make sure you have plenty of AA, AAD, and 9-volt batteries on hand. And don't forget the ever-important rechargeable batteries. Pair them with a solar charger that ensures they are always ready to go. When the lights go out, the last thing you want to deal with is finding out that your collection of cheap gadgets won't work because you lack the batteries to power them. And let's be real, when panic sets in, conserving electricity becomes a distant thought, and you'll wish you had prepared adequately. Plan ahead, because if you want to stay in control during a crisis, it's vital to have a thoughtful backup strategy in place. Make battery stocking a priority. Imagine being the person who has the power to light up the darkness while everyone else flounders in despair. 8. Medical supplies and trauma kits. When preparing for potential emergencies, it's crucial to go beyond the basics of a flimsy first aid kit that barely scratches the surface of what's needed. We're talking about real, high-quality medical supplies that can make a life or death difference in critical situations. First and foremost, invest in a CAT tourniquet. You might think you'll never need it, but the reality is that deep wounds can occur unexpectedly, and applying a tourniquet correctly is often the only thing keeping you alive until help arrives. But that's not all. You also need to pack quick clot gauze, a revolutionary blood clotting agent that can essentially transform your ability to manage severe bleeding. Picture this: you've sustained an injury and you're bleeding heavily. Wasting precious time rummaging through half-hearted supplies can cost you your life. Quick clot is your best friend in these dire moments. Plus, don't forget a chest seal for those sneaky sucking chest wounds, ensuring that you can properly treat injuries while waiting for medical assistance. Now, let's get a bit more proactive. Yes, you're inevitably going to need to learn how to patch yourself up. That's why a comprehensive suture kit is a non-negotiable addition to your supplies. You may be thinking, I can't possibly stitch myself up well. You'd be surprised at how useful it will be to have these skills if you're ever in a tight spot. There are plenty of instructional videos available online to guide you through the process, so take the time to learn before you ever need it. Of course, we can't overlook the role of antibiotics in any robust emergency kit. Stock up on options like fish moxamoxicillin or fish flex cephalexin, which, while primarily sold for aquarium use, can serve as invaluable tools for treating infections when traditional medicine is out of reach. Imagine the healthcare system is strained to the breaking point, the risk of infection skyrockets, and if you're not prepared, you could find yourself in deep trouble. 7. Manual tools and equipment. When a crisis strikes, relying on professional help may not be an option. This is why investing in manual tools is crucial for all preppers. Picture this: you're facing an emergency situation where immediate repairs or fortifications are needed, and your trusty handyman is nowhere to be found. In such scenarios, tools like crowbars, bolt cutters, hammers, nails, and multi-tools such as a versatile Leatherman Wave become essential assets in your survival toolkit. Power tools can be a fantastic convenience during everyday tasks, but let's face it, they're utterly useless when there's no electricity. Battery-operated tools, too, can quickly drain out, leaving you in a lurch when you need them the most. For long-term preparedness, think manual. Equip yourself with axes, handsaws, and shovels that require nothing but your own strength to operate. Consider the practical applications of your manual arsenal. You might need to dig trenches to create defensive barriers or holes for secure waste disposal. A sturdy shovel can come in handy for optimal sanitation in dire situations. After all, maintaining hygiene is crucial for survival. An axe is not just for chopping wood, it can also be an invaluable tool for clearing obstructions or fortifying your premises. Remember, every tool has its unique potential. A hammer can be indispensable for securing materials together or conducting repairs on the fly. Nails are a must-have for any prepping scenario, enabling you to build strong structures and barriers when you need them most. Multi-tools combine various essential functions into one compact piece, everything from a knife for food preparation to a screwdriver of a scrubber. Fixes. Also, don't forget to consider the space you have for storage. Have a plan for how to keep your tools organized and accessible. This not only makes it easier to find what you need, but also ensures you can work efficiently when every second counts. A little foresight now can spare you a lot of panic later. 6. Alternative light and heat sources. Let's face it, when the power goes out, you're going to need to think on your feet. You might have invested a lot in your modern home, but when the lights go out and the heat fades, you're going to have some reliable alternatives at the ready. First up, let's talk about lighting. Solar-powered lanterns like the Lucy inflatable solar light are a game changer. They're lightweight, incredibly durable, and they never need batteries. Imagine having that peace of mind knowing you have a bright, long-lasting light source that just needs a bit of sunshine to recharge. But don't stop there. When it comes to staying warm, you need to be proactive. Forget about just piling on blankets. Yes, they help, but if temperatures really drop, you'll want tools that are specifically designed for emergency situations. Stockpile some emergency Mylar blankets. These beauties reflect up to 90% of your body heat back to you, which could literally be the difference between life and death in freezing conditions. And for a more consistent heat source, consider investing in a Mr. Heater Portable Buddy. This propane heater is compact, safe for indoor use, and incredibly efficient. Don't, however, make the rookie mistake of using a regular propane heater indoors. That's a one-way ticket to serious carbon monoxide poisoning, and nobody wants that. While we're on the subject of heat, it's also crucial to be prepared for fire making. A robust stockpile of fire starters is non-negotiable. Think beyond basic matches, waterproof matches, or ferro rods will serve you better when everything is wet and wild. Some people might brag about their survival skills, saying they can start a fire with 2 sticks, but let's be real, if it's 30 degrees outside and you're shivering, you won't have the time or the patience to go through that entire process. 5. Barter goods. In the event of a mainland attack or any catastrophic situation in the US, having cash may not do you any good. That's right, when society crumbles, you may find yourself relying more on barter than on the dollar bill. To think about it, what are the items people will truly need when their usual comforts disappear? This is where smart prepper mentality comes into play. You need to stockpile goods that will be in high demand, not just trendy items, but essentials that can serve multiple purposes. First on your list should be alcohol, particularly cheap vodka. This won't just be a treasure for trade, it also works as a disinfectant in emergencies. Its versatility makes it a dual-purpose item that can sway negotiations in your favor when others are desperate. Next up, consider cigarettes. Even if you're not a smoker, these little sticks of tobacco will translate into high value on the trade market. It's all about understanding human behavior. People often turn to their vices in tough times, and cigarettes will be a hot commodity. Don't just stop at alcohol and cigarettes, though. Stockpile small, durable items that may seem mundane but will become crucial when supplies dwindle. I think lighters and batteries, for instance. A simple lighter can become an item's worth in a barter while also providing warmth or cooking capabilities. Soap will also be a highly sought-after item. Personal hygiene takes a backseat when resources run low, leading to an increased need for cleanliness. Salt, often overlooked, could skyrocket in value during a crisis. Historically, it's been a valuable preservative and flavor enhancer, crucial for both health and morale. In desperate situations, something as simple and readily available as salt might be the very thing that tipped the scales in your favors in your trade. Now, let's get real. This isn't a game. If you think you can just sit back and wait for a crisis to pass you by, you're not just underestimating the severity of potential events. You're setting yourself up to be a liability. It's essential to start stockpiling these critical items now rather than waiting until it's too late. The clock is ticking, and every moment lost diminishes your chances of successfully navigating through chaos. 4. Stock up on high-calorie, non-perishable foods. All right, folks, let's dive into a crucial point that often gets overlooked when prepping for a mainland attack: high-calorie, non-perishable foods. Sure, you might think your pantry is set with those trusty canned beans and the ever-reliable tuna, but let's be real, those alone won't cut it when the situation gets dire. If you want to thrive in challenging times rather than just survive, it's time to rethink your food storage strategy. Imagine you're in a stressful scenario, food might be scarce, and you need energy to keep moving. This is why you need to stockpile nutrient-dense options that pack a punch, like Mountain House freeze-dried meals or Augustin Farms emergency food storage. These meals aren't just built to last, they're crafted for your body's needs. With a shelf life of up to an astonishing 25 years, these lightweight powerhouses can give you the calories and nutrition necessary to stay active and alert, rather than dragging through the day on a flimsy diet of canned corn and rice. Think about it, you'll need a balanced mix of fats, proteins, and carbohydrates to maintain your stamina. Simple staples just won't provide the fuel you require. Just envision scenarios where you might be on the move, needing sustained energy, and guess what? Those convenient single-source foods aren't going to do the trick. Instead, consider adding high-calorie snacks like nut butters, energy bars loaded with protein, and instant oatmeal packs. And hey, one more thing, don't forget the can opener. It may sound like a no-brainer, but you'd be amazed how often this essential tool gets overlooked. When you're under pressure, you want to be ready to dive into your food stash without having to resort to creative and probably painful solutions like trying to open cans open. So stock up on manual can openers and maybe a multi-tool that includes one. 3. Communications equipment. In the event of a mainland attack or any catastrophic incident, the first thing you'd notice is the silence, the deafening absence of your usual Wi-Fi connection. How will you coordinate with your family or group when traditional communication lines are severed? This is where reliable communications equipment becomes an indispensable part of your prepper arsenal. Enter the Baofeng of 5R radios. These little powerhouses are not only budget-friendly, but they also boast a surprising range that can keep you connected even when everything else goes dark. Imagine being able to communicate with your family, friends, or other members of your community in real time, all while knowing your conversations are secure. Using these radios, you can relay crucial information about the situation in your area. Plus, they are incredibly versatile, able to function in a variety of emergency scenarios. However, these radios are just one piece of the puzzle. You'll also need a solar-powered battery charger. Without power, your radios could be nothing more than expensive paperweights. Having a reliable charging method ensures that you're not left powerless when every second counts. Picture this: a family member is out scouting for supplies, and they need to update you on safe routes or potential dangers. That moment becomes crucial. And then there's the overlooked yet vital option of ham radios. You might be intimidated by ham radio technology, especially if you've never touched one before, but their benefits can't be ignored. Ham radios can be a lifeline, tapping into emergency broadcasts and connecting you with outside help when all else fails. The sense of community among ham radio operators is strong, and they often provide essential updates in times of crisis. Signing up for a basic class can demystify the technology, ensuring you're prepared to use it effectively when you need it most. 2. Cooking and fuel. In a scenario where takeout is off the table and your gas stove is simply out of commission, having the right cooking gear can make all the difference in your preparedness plan. If you're planning for a mainland attack or any emergency situation, think about investing in portable cooking equipment. Compact options like a Solar stove or Jetboil are fantastic choices as they use minimal fuel yet provide reliable heat for your meals. These tools not only save space but also ensure you can whip up a hot meal no matter your circumstances. Now, let's talk about fuel. This is where things get crucial. Propane will be invaluable, so stock up on those small 1.0 propane tanks. Better yet, consider getting a larger tank along with an adapter hose for flexibility. There are numerous ways to cook, but knowing how to prepare food over an open fire is an essential skill that everyone should master. Open flame cooking isn't just practical, it brings out a primal, rewarding aspect of food preparation that connects you with nature. Don't overlook the importance of having a robust cooking vessel. A cast iron skillet is a game changer. These skillets are built to last and can be used over virtually any heat source, unlike non-stick pans that might not fare well in tougher situations. Plus, the seasoning on cast iron improves with use, adding flavor to your dishes over time. What's more, never let a lack of resources stand in the way of creating a delicious meal. Plan for backup fuel options like wood pellets, charcoal, or good old-fashioned firewood. Diversifying your fuel sources means you're ready for anything, whether you're cooking up a storm indoors or around a campfire with friends. Ultimately, without an efficient cooking method, even the most meticulous food preps you stockpile won't do you much good. Each item you select for your stockpile should focus on functionality and reliability. Embrace your inner chef and equip yourself with the tools and knowledge to create satisfying meals in the face of adversity. Remember, preparation is about ensuring you can thrive, not just survive. 1. Essential documents and cash. When preparing for a potential mainland attack or significant societal disruption, one of the most critical preparations you can make involves securing your essential documents and cash. Think beyond the usual supplies. What good are resources if you can't prove who you are or what you own? In the chaos of a crisis, having hard copies of vital personal documents can be a lifesaver. Consider this: how will you prove your identity without a birth certificate or passport? What about your insurance policies or medical records? These documents hold value, and in a grid-down situation, their importance skyrockets. To safeguard these records, store them in a fireproof and waterproof safe like the SentrySafe Hate 4100. This ensures that even in the event of a disaster, whether it's a fire or flood, your documents remain intact. Remember, digital copies stored in the cloud can be rendered useless if the internet goes down. Relying solely on cloud storage is a recipe for disaster, so take action now to secure physical copies of your key documents. Now, let's shift gears and talk about cash. In an emergency, that glossy plastic card in your wallet will become entirely worthless. ATMs will cease to function, banks might be closed, and merchants won't accept credit cards. What does that leave you with? Cold, hard cash, an essential lifeline during a crisis. Start stockpiling small denominations, 1s, 5s, and 10s. When everything collapses, having those smaller bills is crucial because no one will be able to beat a $100 bill for a loaf of bread. In the early stages of any collapse, cash retains its value while bartering systems are just beginning to take shape. If you find yourself in a tough spot with no cash on hand, you'll discover just how unprepared you are. Let me be clear, ignoring the necessity of cash and vital documents in your emergency prep is a grave mistake. The stakes are high, it's about survival. In times of uncertainty, being ready is not just a suggestion, it's a requirement. In conclusion, being prepared for a potential mainland attack requires careful planning and strategic stockpiling of essential items. By considering aspects such as communication methods, cooking equipment, and safeguarding vital documents, you can ensure that you and your loved ones are ready to face challenges head-on. Remember, each step you take today is an investment in your survival tomorrow. Have you thought about what other resources might be essential for your emergency prep plan? Share your thoughts in the comments below. So if you found this information helpful, please like the video and subscribe for more insightful content on preparedness and survival strategies.